Okay, am I audible? Okay, so the World Health Organization has declared loneliness is a significant global health threat, and it is as harmful as a person smoking 15 cigarettes a day. So it is better to smoke 14 cigarettes a day than being as a loneliness person. Okay? Yeah, it is true because loneliness without any social connections, not talking with others, no social mingling, automatically, if he or she is idle, so they will enter into the state of depression, and that sort of things have become common in the present period, especially among the youth. If you go to any any psychiatrist or neuropsychiatrist, out of 10, 7 will be youth. Out of 10, 7 will be youth. It is because of lack of social connection. Nobody to pacify or what do you say, console them. See, all persons will not have good situation all the time. In our bad time, there should be somebody to help us, to console us. Okay? Yes. A nice observation made by World Health Organization. And mortality impact equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Okay? Yes. And you know what is loneliness? Feeling emotionally isolated or lacking meaningful connections with others, leading to a sense of solitude and social disconnection. See, if you people are coming regularly to the class, then you can share your problems and you will have a certain timetable. See, the people who are coming daily to the class, definitely they are achieving their goals, maybe slowly but surely. The people who are abstaining from classes for some or other reasons, minute reasons, minute reasons, you cannot expect anything. One thing is, first of all, you will enter into the stage of depression because, in spite of spending 7 or 8 months, you don't know what is your syllabus and you don't know in which part fundamental rights are enshrined in our constitution. Then, and yourself will, rethink and realize I have wasted 9 months of time. Automatically, you will enter into the stage of depression and you will try to blame the institutions. You will not come to the classes. In turn, you will try to blame the institution. Of course, that kind of opportunity I will not give, and you people know that. Yes, issues caused by loneliness, mental health challenges like depression, anxiety, increased stress levels. Nobody to share the problem, and even certain type of combined study will cover a lot of subject. Combined study without deviating from the topic. Suppose if there are 4 chapters in the ancient history, say Vedic age or Mauryan or IVC, etc. 4 students should revise and they have to discuss on the board. In gunshot, 4 chapters are completed. But what you people do, instead of discussing these chapters, you will go to jailer or you will go to prisoner or you will go to somewhere else. That is what happening. Okay? Yes. Physical health impact. Increased risk of dementia and cardiovascular disease in lonely older adults with 5 to 15% of adolescent experiences loneliness. See here, 5 to 15%. And these people are the energy of the future India or future world. Okay, all these are the causes like higher likelihood of dropping out of school. Why you are not coming to the institute? I am not feeling well. I am always depressed. Why? For no reason. Okay? Yes. Negative impact on well-being, overall reduced quality of life, no doubt in it. We have to mingle with other. Even you see the animals, they will roam in groups. You take the example of monkeys, not less than 20 monkeys in a group. Even cattle in a group, goats in a group, sheep in a group, ants in a group. No animal, if I am not wrong, will live in isolation, or any living creature will live in isolation. Okay? Yes. Of course, nowadays, no question of loneliness, or we are always engaged with somebody in the phone, that is WhatsApp or Instagram or Facebook. And many people are getting ruined because of that only. Yes? Okay. Now, coming to what is innovation handshake? What is innovation handshake and why it is in the news? A simple topic, innovation handshake. Major McAllister, because you will be always engaged in going through the current affairs, not less than, I think, 4 hours a day. Keeping earpods in your ears and laptop screen in your eyes, maybe brain somewhere else. Yeah, it is a bilateral ties. It is a bilateral ties between the India and US. India and US to have more cooperation in the technology and the and modern innovations. So even earlier, long back, we are having a concept called as golden handshake policy. What is golden handshake policy, Madam Akhilasri? Golden handshake policy. Tiger Jabin. So these people don't know what happened to them. Earlier we had golden handshake policy. Now also maybe it is an operation. What is golden handshake policy? So wearing a golden glove and shaking the hand. It is golden handshake policy. So this is how you people are studying. Okay. So earlier golden handshake policy is nothing but voluntary retirement scheme. In course of LPG reforms, in course of LPG reforms, when government of India wanted to reduce the burden of more employees in the public sector units, which have become the white elephants, what they did, they asked few employees to leave the job on one-time settlement. That is the voluntary retirement scheme. That is the golden handshake policy. And coming to the innovation handshake, I have officially launched the Innovation Handshake Agenda, a collaborative effort aimed at deepening bilateral ties in technology. The Innovation Handshake signals a commitment to strengthen the startup ecosystem and promote cooperation in critical and emerging technologies, especially now. Take the example of EVs, electric vehicles. More and more research is needed because the cost of batteries is too high. If the cost of batteries gets reduced, then it will become cheaper and everybody will purchase the electric vehicles, and automatically the the emissions from the fossil fuels will reduce. Okay? Yes. Now, what is kill switch? Why it is in the news? It is not our switch. Kill switch. Or it is related to which disease? Kill switch is related to which disease? Yes, cancer. Cancer. In this, they will take the blood from the patient, and they will modify in the lab and re-inject in the patient's body, and there is evidence that they are getting cured, and it is working well in the cancer related to the liquids or blood cancer, like that one. Okay, but in case of other like breast cancer, tumors, it is not working up to the mark. Of course, I am not the right person to teach about the diseases because I am from a mathematics background. Scientists from the UC Davis Comprehensive Cancer Center in California have made a significant breakthrough by discovering a kill switch that triggers the death of cancer cells. And now the cancer can be controlled. Now, see, earlier many people used to die with TB. Now, cancer. Now, the number of deaths are increasing because of cardiac arrest. Even young people are facing cardiac arrest. Yes, the researchers identified a protein on a receptor known as CD95 or FOS, which can be designed to induce self-destruction in cancer cells when activated. The discovery is part of CAR T cell therapy involving the collection of T cells from the patient's blood, genetic modification in the lab to produce chimeric antigen receptors, and then injecting the modified cells back into the patient's body, by which it can be cured. Like you are having the plasma therapy to cure the COVID-19, if I am not wrong, plasma therapy, because I am not from a science background. The therapy has shown promising efficacy against liquid cancers like leukemia, but has demonstrated limited success against solid tumors such as breast, lung, and bowel cancer. And you know, chemotherapy is done for that. Chemotherapy. Yes. So try to remember this. Now, GHG bulletin. So World Meteorological Organization has made public the condition of the emissions, greenhouse gas emissions, and it said that it is increasing year by year. Okay, the World Meteorological Organization reported that greenhouse gases concentration in Earth's atmosphere reached record levels in 2022, primarily driven by the use of fossil fuels. In spite of electric vehicles, but still you can see the application of fossil fuels in many industries, including the vehicles. Now you can see lorries. All lorries, they are run by the fossil fuels, not by electrical motor. Of course, few buses now you can see they are driven by the electrical motors. Like in Hyderabad, we are having Electra company, and of course many Tesla in foreign countries, etc. Carbon dioxide levels, the most significant greenhouse gas, reached 9 parts per million, 50% higher than the pre-industrial levels, maybe a century ago. Methane and nitrous oxide concentration also rose in 2022, with nitrous oxide experiencing the highest year-on-year increase. So which is increasing more percentage? Nitrous oxide. So nowadays the questions are in the form of statements. All questions, maybe from the subject or from current affairs, they are in the form of statements. So you should know everything. Then only you will answer. Even if you don't know anything also, it is better. Because even if a person studies well also, last time UPSC prelims, they could not clear. There was no difference between the student who has prepared for the examination and not prepared for the examination. Of course, it appeared as a article in the Hindu paper, not by myself. And even the people who have earlier attended the interview could not clear the prelims, and they made the YouTube videos with regard to the paper given by the UPSC. Of course, I am not blaming the UPSC. I am saying what the people who have appeared the examination shared their experience in the social media. Okay? Yes. And greenhouse gases, chlorofluorocarbons, they will form a blanket, and automatically terrestrial radiation will not escape to that, because terrestrial radiation is the long wave, whereas incoming solar radiation is the short wave electromagnetic radiation. Such kind of things we have discussed many times. Now, what is IGLA-S? Why it is in news? What is IGLA-S? Simple. IGLA-S. Yes. IGLA-S is a man-operated missile. A person can handle that and he can operate. Its range is approximately 6 kilometers. IGLA-S. Russia has announced its plan to supply the IGLA-S man-portable air defense missile system to the Indian armed forces. Yes, a person can handle that. And even you can see in the YouTube that a person handling such kind of thing and blowing a chopper or any plane. The IGLA-S is a man-portable air defense missile system, MANPADS, developed by Russia. They are shoulder-launched surface-to-air missile, designed to be operated by an individual soldier. The IGLA-S is an upgraded variant of the earlier IGLA system. It has an improved interception range of up to 6 kilometers. As a man-portable system, it is designed to be carried and operated by a single soldier or a group of people. The missile is equipped with an infrared homing guidance system, allowing it to track and target the enemy. That is very important. Yes. Now, thalidomide tragedy. What is thalidomide and why Australia apologized for the tragedy? Okay, it was a drug. It was a drug administered or consumed to overcome the morning sickness and also to control the nausea among the pregnant women. And they have given without appropriate researches. Automatically, what happened? The born babies were defective. Even many people died. For that, the Australian government has apologized. The Australian government has announced a formal apology to individuals impacted by the thalidomide tragedy, a drug prescribed for morning sickness during the 1950s and 60s that led to severe birth defects. Even today, you can see in India also, the number of defective births are increasing because of the thyroid condition or blood pressure condition of the mother or the intake of food. Even the children after their birth, they are facing lot of disease, and we have discussed in earlier classes A1 milk and A2 milk. A1 milk is also causing a lot of disease, where A2 milk will have the immunity. A2 milk will have its origin from the desi variety of cows like Gir, our Sahiwal, and also Ongol, etc. Okay? Yes. So what happened? Thalidomide is a sedative drug prescribed to pregnant women in order to relieve pregnancy nausea in the 1950s. In order to relieve pregnancy nausea in 1950s, it was later found to cause malformation of limbs, facial features, and internal organs in unborn children. Pregnancy disorders. So remember such kind of things. Over 10,000 children worldwide suffered birth defects, and approximately 40% did not survive beyond a year. Okay? Now, what is Annapurna Certificate Program? Annapurna Certificate Program. And Annapurna means food. Okay. It is a program, an initiative by the ICCR has recognized 6 Indian restaurants worldwide for promoting Indian dishes or Indian traditional dishes. Like you are having Annapurna canteens in many parts of India. And even in Hyderabad also, we are having Annapurna canteen where they will serve maybe meals for 10 rupees or 5 rupees. And it was a helping hand of ISKCON, if I am not wrong. About ICC, okay, worldwide for promoting Indian culinary tradition. This annual program acknowledges restaurants contributing to India's cultural cause through cuisine on a global scale, like our dishes. And India is having large number of dishes. If you go nowadays to a big marriage, you can see 60 or 70 dishes. They will serve 60 or 70 dishes. About ICCR, the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, founded in 1950, headquarter New Delhi. Nowadays, they are also asking the headquarter. Founder Maulana Azad is an autonomous organization of the government of India involved in India's global cultural relations. No issue. Now, Sat-E project of Niti Aayog, what is its aim? Its aim is to see that education becomes inclusive, quality education, and appropriate teacher-student ratio. Now you see what is happening. Suppose take the example of a taluka. Now in Telangana and Andhra, you are having the mandals. Say these are the mandals. These are the mandals. Mandal is the basic territorial division of the district. Of course, it is above the Gram Panchayat. Above the Gram Panchayat, you will have the mandal. A mandal, it is a cluster of 20 or 25 villages. Okay? Each mandal will have 20 or 25 villages. In 20 villages, at least 10 villages will have the schools. But what is happening? There are many schools in India which are having less enrollment ratio, maybe 3 or 4 students. On the other hand, even there are many schools where you are not having the appropriate teachers. So the program aim is to see that many states, they have started amalgamating the schools in the area. Suppose now in a mandal there are 10 schools and they are having less number of teachers and also less number of students. Now these all 10 schools are amalgamated and they have the main school is established at the mandal headquarter. Automatically what happens? Teacher student ratio in a school will increase. And nowadays, as we are having the good transport and communication facility, early morning, the State Road Transport Corporation buses should see that they will carry these students to this concerned school. And by evening, they will get back. And the same thing KCR wanted to do. Before that, many states like Jharkhand have made that experiment and they are successful. It is a good idea. Earlier, there was problem and issues with the roads. Now every village is connected by the roads, especially after you are having a ambitious program in the period of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Even a small hamlet with less than 250 inhabitants is also having a all-weather road. So this kind of thing should be undertaken, and this education should become inclusive and also cost efficient, and even a poor person without any rupee in his pocket can reach the school. Means the government should provide the bus. Of course, anyhow, you are having the midday meals program, and anyhow, many state governments have also started the breakfast program also. Like in Andhra Pradesh, you are having Jagananna Gorumudda. So, very nice program, and even KCR also wanted to, amalgamate, but few people oppose that because the number of teachers will decrease and the recruitment will be stalled. And some people say that, uh, a village which is very remote, they cannot reach. But it is not a problem nowadays. Every village is connected by the roads, and you are having the autos. And even just now I told you early morning, the state service bus should serve the needs of the students and teachers. Anyway, we are giving free passes now, and exclusive buses should, they have to run a bus in that time, such that both the ordinary passengers and school children can commute to their respective places. It is a good idea. Such kind of things have to be done. If not, so what happens? Inequalities in India will not reduce. Okay. See why Kerala is at the topmost in literacy rate because of such activities. Their outcome is excellent. Okay. Yes. Niti Aayog has released a report on the Sustainable Action for Transforming Human Capital in Education, SAT-E. The SAT-E project launched by Niti Aayog in 2017. So they will give all statements in which year this program was launched. Aims to ensure quality school education that is sufficient, not international, not concept, not grammar, not grammar. Whatever may be the school, the shape of the earth will be oblate spirit only. In the international school, it will not become triangle, or in the national school, it will not become a circle. That is only myth. APJ Kalam studied in a normal school. K.R. Narayan studied in a normal school. Many great scientists, and APJ Kalam is called as Missile Man of India. Okay? Yes. It seeks to identify and build three future role model states, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Odisha, and transform elementary and secondary school education by amalgamating the schools in this manner. It is a good idea. I told several years back that government should involve in this. But there are many challenges. The main challenge is the number of teachers will decrease, and of course, this youth who has pursued the uh, B.Ed or D.Ed, automatically they want more and more DSC notifications. See, India with 5 times more schools than China, despite similar enrollment, faces a challenge with over 50% of primary schools in many states having fewer than 60 students. Just now I told you, in few schools teachers are not there, in few schools teachers are there, students are not there. Because nowadays many people will not join their students in the government schools. They want private schools. They think, of course, because private schools may manage in a fair manner, but not all the time. It is the duty of the ruling authorities or government to see that government schools will function in par with the private schools. Not with regard to infrastructure. Air conditioner is not needed. Even chairs are also not needed. Even if you sit in the Padmasana, and just what you need is the board and a chalk piece. And nowadays, to have good teaching skills, you may require the digital board. Now, many schools in India are made digital, are having digital classrooms, and even no need of digital classrooms also. A good teacher is sufficient, and good students are also needed. Okay? Yes. There are 2 to 5 lakh untrained teachers at the primary and upper primary levels, not meeting right to education requirements. Yes. D.Ed, B.Ed, they have to pursue. Now in the modern private high schools, B.Tech students are teaching. Of course, no doubt they can teach mathematics in a fair manner. But the methodology is very important. Only B.Ed, D.Ed students know how to teach methods. They will study two topics, access methods and psychology. Okay? Yes. Now, recommendation. Just now I told you merging of the schools. Merge small and low enrollment schools with nearby ones. Example, Jharkhand's merger of 4380 schools saved rupees 400 crore, optimizing resources by reducing teacher and infrastructure needs. And even personally, in my opinion, every mandal should have a building. In the morning, it should serve as school. In the evening, it should serve as college or vice versa. With single building, you can handle two types of education systems. Yes. And even the hours should be reduced. There is no need of long hours of school timing. Yes. Efficiency is important. You people will sit in front of book from morning to evening. Ultimately, you will carry zero with you in the evening. Okay? Yes. Merge small and low enrollment schools with nearby ones. Example, Jharkhand merger of 4380 schools saved 400 crores, optimizing resources. Considering the decentralization of powers to principals, yes, everything should be reformed. Even managing the school at single place will be very easy. Each mandal should have big campus, education campus. It should host a school, college, and the KCR's ambitious dream of KG to PG. Yes, no doubt in it. At least up to degree level, the people should be able to get within the distance of 25 kilometers. There is no need for them to come to all the way to the capital city to pursue their education, which is a huge burden. Like staying in private hostel nearly we have to spend 8,000 rupees per month. If you are staying in your house, no need of that amount. So it is the same 8,000 rupees the parents will spend for other constructive items. Okay? Yes. Now, National Health Claim Exchange. Of course, it is an exchange where the insurance companies and also health authority will have their what you say transactions and claims. They will settle their claims such that under a single umbrella everything will be settled, such that the health insurance policies will problems will be addressed, or the person who is in the hospital, his bill will be paid at a rapid rate. That is the meaning. So nowadays what is happening, this private sector wanted to see that the consumer is getting address these problems at a faster rate, because such that they can get more and more policies. Okay. And last class also I was talking about a concept called as insurance penetration. What is meant by insurance penetration? Madam Nunsavat Sonu from Pedigurala. What is meant by insurance penetration? Madam Asma Jabin, insurance penetration. Mr. Surendra and Madam Akhilasri. Last class, we have discussed about the insurance penetration. Nobody. Yeah. Okay, to some extent. So ratio of premium paid to the GDP. So in India, it is very less. Premium, what is the premium? The amount which we pay to get our life cover. Last class or maybe 2 weeks ago, we have discussed that concept. Okay? Yes. Excellent, Bhagavati Garu. Yes. Now, the National Health Authority and the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India collaborated to operationalize the National Health Claim Exchange, a digital health claims platform. It is a digital health claims platform that serves as a gateway for exchanging claims related information among various stakeholders in the healthcare and health insurance ecosystem, enhancing efficiency and transparency in health claim processing. And nowadays, it is excellent in India. Within 4 or 5 hours, you will get their claims. Yes, within 4 or 5 hours. As soon as the hospital authorities submit the bill, and when we hand over them the insurance policy, within 4 or 5 hours it will be cleared, and we will be discharged from the hospital. And it is one of the reason why the number of people who are getting covered their health is increasing enormously, especially in urban areas. Everybody is getting covered. And now in the rural areas, anyhow, you are having the government like Ayushman Bharat, or in Andhra Pradesh, Arogyasri, and even in Telangana, Congress party in their manifesto said that they will cover up to 10 lakhs for the older people. Okay? Yes. Now remember, the National Health Authority formed in 2019 is an autonomous entity established under the Society Registration Act 1860. Of course, there are n number of organizations. It is very tough to mug up everything. Okay? Now, and you know, PM Kisan, Pradhan Mantri Kisan scheme, every year the central government will give a monetary benefit for the farmer irrespective of his size of land holding. Earlier it was given to only for small farmers. Now it is extended to all farmers. And 3 times they will support 2000, 2000, 2000. And before that, the state like Telangana is having the Raitu Bandhu. In Orissa, you are having the Kalia and such. And of course, not a scheme like this, but a monetary support to farmers in Madhya Pradesh like Bhavantar Bhugtar Yojana, etc. Okay? And why it is in news means on November 15th, the government has released a installment of PM Kisan scheme. What is the importance of November 15th, Madam Akhilasri? We have discussed long back. Yes, it is the Birsa Munda birthday, and it is observed as Janjatiya Divas. Okay, excellent. Prime Minister will release the 15th installment of the PM Kisan scheme on November 15th, celebrated as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, which is the birthday of Birsa Munda, the great tribal leader. Okay? Yes. And it is also celebrated Tribal Pride Day at Birsa College, Kunti in Jharkhand. And you know, it is a PM Kisan scheme is a totally central scheme, 100% centrally funded scheme, and launched in February 2009 to provide income support to farmers. 6,000 per year in 3 equal installments of 2,000 is provided to all landholding farmers. Initially launched to small farmers, later extended to all farmers. And Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare is the nodal agency. So, and such kind of schemes, I told you, Raitu Bandhu and Kalia in Orissa, etc. Of course, electric battery. You cannot live without battery. Even our mic uses the battery, nickel cadmium cell. We use the nickel cadmium cell. And even in our torch lights or in our watches, wall clocks, etc., we will use these batteries are called as the nickel cadmium. And nowadays, you know, electric vehicles, they use the lithium batteries. And our automobiles, to start the engine and for lighting purpose, we use the liquid batteries. By certain chemical changes, you will get the current. And here, the phenomena involved is the flow of electrons from anode to cathode. Flow of electrons is nothing but current. Current. Okay? Yes. Just fundamentals. Of course, it is not a science and technology class. The electric battery serves as a portable source of electric power. Yes, portable source. Now you are having the, cell phone in our pocket. It is having a battery, though you will charge once and use for 24 hours or maybe more than that. And of course, for you people, it may get exhausted for 1.5 hour, as you will be always in the screen. Yes. In 1749, Benjamin Franklin coined the term battery. Benjamin Franklin coined the term battery. While experimenting with electricity, the first real battery was invented by Alexandro Volta in 1800. In the early 19th century, Michael Faraday worked out why these cells worked the way they did and named their various components: anode, cathode, electrolyte, etc. Electrolyte is a liquid. Like in our automobile batteries, you will have the liquid. Now we are getting dry batteries also. Dry batteries, maintenance free batteries, and that liquid batteries, that batteries, they are used for our inverter and and in automobiles to start the engine or for lighting purpose. Okay, remember this. How do electric batteries work? Anode, negatively charged electrode, oxidation occurs, releasing electrons and creating ions. Cathode, positively charged electrode, reduction take place, consuming electrons and accepting ions. Electron flow. Electron generated the anode flow through the external circuit to the cathode, creating an electric current. Okay. Now, salt bridge, it is nothing but electrolyte. A salt bridge connects the two off cells, allowing ion exchange to maintain electrical neutrality. So these are the phenomena involved, and of course, various types of batteries. Lithium ion batteries nowadays, which are widely used in the automobile industry, that is EVs. They are lightweight, a rechargeable battery that converts chemical energy to electrical energy during discharge and vice versa. And Stanley Whittingham, John, Gooden, John Goodenough, and Akira Yoshino were awarded the 2019 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for their contribution to the development of lithium-ion batteries. And fuel cell, a source of electric power like hydrogen fuel cells, where hydrogen is separated into protons and electrons at the anode, creating electricity, and water at the cathode. And lead acid batteries, just now I told you, which are used for normal automobiles. And nickel cadmium batteries, which I am using for this mic. Now, green alga Picositis salinarum. Of course, I am not the right person to teach that. But in which area in India this algae was for the first time discovered? In which area in India this algae was discovered for the first time? In which lake? Yes, Sambar Lake. That is good. Excellent, Mr. Middle Raju. Okay? Yes. And this was found at Sambar Lake. And 10% of India's salt production comes from the Sambar Lake. And this algae can withstand the extremities of the climate. Maybe cold, maybe hot. In adverse conditions also, this can survive. And its size ranges from small to very big. A young researcher in Rajasthan has unraveled the molecular mechanism behind the resilience of the green alga Picositis salinarum in extreme conditions of saline alkaline soda lakes. Acidic or basic, it can survive. Alga is a simple photosynthetic organism, often aquatic, ranging from microscopic to large seaweeds. What is Picositis salinarum? It is a globally widespread extremophile, means it can survive in very climatic condition. Extremophile, able to withstand extreme conditions. Phycoplanktonic green algae that inhabits saline lakes. It is one of the smallest green algae and has been recorded on 4 continents. It was spotted for the first time in India only in the Sambar Lake, Rajasthan. And Rajasthan is having many salt lakes like Sambar, Degana, Dudwana, Kachmau, Salgor, Picholi, and Sambar Lake is very near to the Jaipur. Okay. The discovery positions P. salinarum as a potential candidate for biotechnological applications, including carbon capture and biomass production. Yes, carbon capture. They will capture carbon from the atmosphere, which is the need of the hour to minimize the percentage of GHGs. Okay? Yes. Now, Mount Etna, it is a volcanic mountain and it started erupting. Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano, has been erupting for over a year, causing disruptions such as flight cancellations and vehicle bans due to ash accumulation. And even they will also eject the hot water, geysers, hot springs, etc. We have discussed sulfur gas, fluorine gas. Various types of gas are also released, and even they in course of time will also result in the occurrence of acid rains. Mount Etna, active stratovolcano on the east coast of Sicily, Italy, in the metropolitan city of Catania, and the highest Mediterranean island mountain. It is located above the convergent plate margin. Face-to-face collision, convergent. Movement of plates away, it is divergent. We have discussed constructive plate boundaries and also destructive plane boundaries and also transform plate boundaries in our routine classes. 3 types. Okay? Yes. And different types of volcanic mountains. You are having Mount Etna, Mauna Loa, Hawaii, Kilauea, Hawaii. Okay? Highest Mediterranean island mountain, etc. You try to remember this. Of course, I will forward this. Who is this Constantine Joseph Beschi? Why he is in news? Constantine Joseph Beschi. How he is related to India? Why his name is in the news? Nobody? Including great Madam Akhilasri? Yes, he was a good friend of Chand Sahib, Chanda Sahib. Chanda Sahib, we have discussed Chanda Sahib, Anwaruddin, Muzaffar Jung, Najar Jung in course of Second Carnatic Wars. And this region is called as Carnatic. Above this, you are having the Deccan. The capital of Carnatic is Arcot. The capital of Deccan is our Hyderabad. This total region is called as Carnatic region. And Carnatic wars are the Anglo-French rivalry. For the first Carnatic war, the reason is no Indian reason. Only it is because of the Austrian War of Succession. And for second Carnatic war, there is Indian reason. Because the two factions, English and French, will support or involve in the internal struggles between Anwaruddin and Chand Sahib for the throne of Carnatic and Muzaffar Jung and Najar Jung for the throne of Deccan. So this person was a close aide of Chanda Sahib, who was supported by the French. And because of occupation of Arcot only, Robert Clive was praised by the then Prime Minister. We have discussed, he was termed as the hero. Okay? Constantine Joseph Beschi, an Italian Jesuit missionary known as Veera Mammuvinivar, maintained a close friend help with Chanda Sahib. Of course, we have discussed who supported who. We have discussed for Hyderabad, so Muzaffar Jung by French, Nair Jung by British, and for Carnatic, Chanda Sahib by French, and Muhammad Ali, who is a son-in-law of Anwaruddin or son of Anwaruddin, if I am not wrong. Okay? Yes. Now Saturn rings. Of course, it is said that in course of time we cannot see the Saturn rings. And Saturn is having large number of moons, that is satellites. Okay? Yes. Saturn's ring will not disappear permanently by 2025, although they will become almost invisible from Earth during that time. Actually, what is the reason for this ring? The reason for this formation of rings is the gravitational force of that planet, by which dust, etc., will be in that position. Like you see, atmosphere. Atmosphere is attached to the Earth's surface because of gravitational force. In the same way, because of the gravitational force, these particles are attached to that planet. Saturn rings are a vast system of icy particles, rocks, and dust that orbit the planet. They were formed from the debris of comets, asteroids, and moonlets, etc. And they are in that position because of Saturn's gravity. Okay? Now, which planets have rings and why do Earth does not have rings? Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune, remember, have rings. Earth does not have rings because gravitational force and atmospheric effects. Rings because any ring it might have formed in the past would have likely been disrupted by various gravitational force and atmospheric effects. Additionally, the relatively strong gravitational influence of the moon and other celestial bodies make it challenging for Earth to maintain stable rings because they will take that. The dust is pulled towards that moon or other planet. It is a reason. Recently, Saturn became a planet with most moons. Yeah, Saturn has regained its title as the planet with the most moons in the solar system. The discovery of 62 new moons brings Saturn's total to 145, surpassing Jupiter, which has 95 officially recognized moons, that is satellites. You can see here comparison. And Jupiter is the largest planet, more than twice as massive as all other planets combined. Second largest planet in the solar system, that is Saturn. Orbital period 11.9 Earth years. Okay? Yes. Now, India exempted from CITES RST. What is RST? Review of significant trade. It is a concept. If any items are endangered, CITES will review. So now India is exempted from that, especially red sanders. Now we can export that and our farmers can earn the income. And you know, red sanders are having lot of application. Okay. CITES RST, review of significant trade, is a process where the CITES standing committee closely examines a country's species exports to ensure compliance with the CITES regulation. They will not allow the trade in the endangered species. Non-compliance may result in disciplinary actions, including trade suspensions. Why was India exempted from CITES RST? India has been under RST for red sanders since 2004. It has now been exempted, allowing farmers in India to participate in the legitimate trade of red sanders. The exemption is attributed to the 2022 amendment to the Wildlife Protection Act, aligning with CITES provisions under the CITES National Legislation Program. Yes. So remember red sanders, and this has elevated India status from category 2 to category 1. So there are many categories, appendix, etc., based on the condition of that flora or fauna. Both, don't think that only animals, both flora and fauna. We have discussed even in the earlier class also. Red sanders classified as endangered by the IUCN CITES Appendix 2 and Wildlife Protection Act in India Schedule 4 are native to a specific region within the Eastern Ghats, especially our Tirumala Hills, and are known for their unique flora. It is referred to as the pride of Eastern Ghats. You may get the question in the APPSC, which is called as pride of Eastern Ghats, red sanders. And you can see smugglers will kill the forest officials. Okay? Yes. These trees have a slow growth rate, taking 25 to 40 years to mature, and they display remarkable resistance to drought. That is very important. They are drought resistant. Red standard hardwood is valued for its wavy grain. Besides its use in furniture, red dye called santalin, extracted from the wood, serves as a coloring agent for textiles, medicine, and food. And remember about the sites, such kind of international organizations, you should keep in mind. UN in 2013 had marked March 3rd as World Wildlife Day. Every day you will have one or other day. If no day is celebrated, at least our students will celebrate the birthday. Okay? UN in 2013 had marked March 3rd as World Wildlife Day, coinciding with the establishment of the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora in 1973. This year, 2023, is 50th anniversary of CITES, so you may expect any question. Definitely. Okay? And India became its 25th member when it joined it in 1976. Currently, it has 184 members, Appendix 1, Appendix 2, Appendix 3. Now, why Chardham is in the news? Yesterday and day before yesterday in the YouTube or in other tubes, only Chardham, 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 Chardham. Because if one of the tunnel collapsed and 40 laborers were trapped in that tunnel. And many people said that construction of tunnels in this area is very challenging and it is risky because the Himalayan mountains are in the active region where Angara land and Gondwana plates are moving with each other. It is the reason why in the last week Nepal experienced an earthquake. Time and again Nepal is getting the earthquake because it is on the active zone. Okay? Now, Silkyara tunnel between Silkyara and Dandalgaon tunnel collapsed in Uttarkashi district, Uttarakhand, has trapped 40 laborers working for the Chardham project. Chardham National Highway under the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways is an under construction two-lane express highway started in 2016 and 75% of the work is completed. It spans 825 kilometers with a minimum width of 10 meters and is part of the Chardham Pariyodhana to link holy places, 4 holy places. Major cities along the route include Rishikesh, Darasu, Yamunotri, Gangotri, Rudraprayag, Gaurikund, Kedarnath, Joshimath, and even we have also discussed in our earlier classes with regard to Joshimath. Joshimath landslide. Yes, Joshimath, we have discussed earlier classes, landslide. Badrinath and Mana, with this northern reaching Mana. Okay? Yes. 4 holy places, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamunotri. Chardham includes the Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, Yamunotri. Okay? Yes. Of course, the aim of constructing tunnel is to have transport and communication irrespective of seasons. Yes. And to shorten the traveling distance. Why cloud seeding is in news? Day before yesterday, cloud seeding was in news. Why it was? Of course, cloud seeding is not a new thing. It has been in existence from a long period. Even 20 years back also in AP, our government has involved. Yes, excellent, excellent Yamini Garu. With the help of cloud seeding, they want to control the pollution in Delhi because with the help of cloud seeding, what we can do, the fog can be dissipated, the clouds can be dissipated, or the existing clouds can be converted into the rainfall by which the air which is having the pollutants will move upwards or move away. And silver iodide is widely used in cloud seeding. Of course, there are different methods. In other method, they will simply eject the hygroscopic particles by which they will attract the moisture, and when their weight increases, they will just fall down. Okay? Yes. Now, Delhi is considering cloud seeding as a potential solution to tackle its persistent air pollution crisis. The process of artificially generating rain by introducing particles like silver iodide, dry ice, etc., crystals into clouds. Cloud seeding employs planes or ground based generators to spray clouds with chemicals. Yes, even they will sprinkle that with the help of the planes. Static cloud seeding introduces ice nuclei, example silver iodide or dry ice, into cold clouds with supercooled liquid water droplets, triggering the formation of ice crystals or snowflakes that fall as precipitation as their weight increases. And dynamic cloud seeding, these sort of things you may encounter in the examination. Dynamic cloud seeding induces rain by boosting vertical air currents, a more complex process. And hygroscopic cloud seeding, they will just pump the hygroscopic particles, they will attract the moisture. And what happens by which the fog will dissipate and rainfall will occur such that the polluted air will move to some other area. Examples of its use. The United Arab Emirates has been using cloud seeding to increase rainfall. China has been using measures like the Beijing Olympics in 2008 to minimize the pollution. India, cloud seeding was used in Solapur in Maharashtra, which led in, even before that, even in AP also, yes, we used the cloud seeding when there was persistent drought. Now, broadcasting services regulation bill. Actually, earlier we had the cable cable television network regulation act. Now what happened? Cable has gone. Without cable, you are getting DTH, direct to home. Yes. So OTT platforms. So automatically a regulation is needed because lot of advertisements they will give. Okay. India has proposed the Broadcasting Services Bill 2023 to replace the Cable Television Network Regulation Act 1995. The existing legislation is deemed outdated as it predates the significant technological changes in the broadcasting sector, including the rise of digital platforms such as DTH, IPTV, OTT, and integrated models. So automatically we have to change. The draft bill aims to provide a consolidated and modernized framework for regulating broadcasting services covering traditional and digital content. That is the need of the hour. Sovereign green bond, earlier also I told you. What is sovereign green bond? Indian government will issue the green bonds. They will raise the money from the markets and that money is given to the companies are invested in the only green project. That is the projects which are eco-friendly like renewable energies or the projects which are involved in the exploring of the clean energy. It is an old concept, but still you remember. Now, GPS anklets. Why it is in news? For the first time in India, it is used to a prisoner in Jammu and Kashmir when he was given the bail. If you put that GPS anklets to that prisoner, automatically you can track him, and it is very tough to remove that. Even in course of time, when it becomes cheaper, I want to purchase, and I want to put that to my beloved children, such that I can know where they are sleeping in the hostel or in the house or in the institute. In a first for India, a prisoner in Jammu and Kashmir, Ghulam Muhammad Bhatt, accused under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, has been released on bail with a condition to wear a global positioning system tracking device. The GPS tracker, a small wearable device, is fixed around the ankle, providing real-time location information like you will wait for Swiggy or Zomato, where he is, whether our item is packed, left the hotel, on the way, he will come, he will reach you within 3 minutes or 4 minutes, 2 minutes. Ankle providing real-time location information. The device is tamper-proof and any attempt at tampering with it sets an alarm. So very nice idea of the police of Jammu and Kashmir. While GPS trackers are a common precondition for bail in countries like the US and the UK and Malaysia, this is the first instance in India. So now, how this concept will be helpful in reforming the prisons. Now, see, Indian prisoners are filled with the inmates, but all are not convicted. 80% of the prisoners are under trial prisoners. You know what is meant by under trial prisoners? Only they are accused. There is some prima facie. So now what we can do, instead of putting them in the jail, we should put this GPS anklet and ask him to leave the prison. Yes, and we have in the mains class we have discussed with regard to prison. So you have to usage of technology in reducing the burden of the inmates in the prison, because all are not accused. Many of them are under trial prisoners. Okay? And of course, ex Bongo Sagar, it is a bilateral exercise between the Bangladesh, if I am not wrong, and ourselves. It is a world concept. And you know, Iceland experienced the seismic activity. It is because of the mid-Atlantic ridge where the two plates are moving towards each other. Iceland is currently experiencing a significant increase in seismic activity with around 1,400 earthquakes measured in the past 24 hours and over 24,000 recorded in the, of course, Reykjanes Peninsula since late October. Reasons for the seismic activity. The seismic activity in Iceland is primarily due to the location on the mid-Atlantic ridge, and we have discussed in our routine classes. It is in the mid-Atlantic ridge. Now, ragging in India. You know what is ragging? Suppose a junior joins. It is a procedure to see that that person will join in their society by asking his name, etc., etc. But in course of time, it has become more torturous. When I was pursuing my BTech, I joined the BTech in 90. One of my senior asked me to smoke. In inevitable condition, I smoked. There was no other way for me. So this kind of torturous incidents forced the students to commit suicide. And ragging is banned in India. And you are having committees like Raghavan Committee, which have dealt with the ragging. Ragging in India. Recent incidents, including the death of a 17-year-old at Jagdavpur University and the brutalization of a PhD College of Technology student in Tamil Nadu, highlight the systemic gaps allowing this vicious cycle of ragging to continue. Ragging refers to the practice of subjecting new students to humiliating or abusive behavior as a way of initiating them into a group or community. It can take many forms, including physical and emotional abuse, harassment, bullying, and even sexual assault. Yes, when I was in first year, girls were tortured like anything, girl students. And even I was tortured by girls also. In that period, tough to pursue medicine and engineering. Tough. It was very tough as far as ragging is concerned. Yes. Now, data on caste discrimination in colleges. A parliamentary panel found rampant caste bias within Indian colleges and universities. So study centers are becoming caste centers. Very bad, very sad. And it is a mad behavior. Tamil Nadu, Pon Navarasu, who was the son of a then vice chancellor, he was killed. Navarasu, son of the then vice chancellor of the University of Madras, was murdered during a ragging session. John David, a senior student, confessed to the crime, surrendering to judicial custody. Navarasu was assaulted, forced to strip, lick David's footwear. Yes. So remember such kind of things. Maharashtra, Payal Tadvi Medical College faces Payal Tadvi, a second year MD student at Mumbai's TN Topiwala National Medical College, faced caste discrimination and harassment within the campus. She belonged to the Adivasi Tadvi Bill community and was found dead in Mumbai. They are inhuman acts, and the students involved in that should be debarred from the institution, and even that students should not be allowed to write any government examination, and circulars should be circulated among the all MNCs and all top corporations and all top institutions not to give any sort of employment to such kind of students. Yes, that is the need of the hour. Okay. Of course, we are having lot of measures, judicial measures. In 2001, the Supreme Court of India banned ragging nationwide and mandated the creation of protocol, but nobody will do that. Still, it is existing. Ragging is existing. And nowadays, even it is said that the seniors are asking the juniors to consume drugs also. Drugs. Actually, you are having two committees. One is Raghavan committee. Yes. The 2007 R.K. Raghavan committee report described ragging as psychopathic behavior and recommended both its prohibition and the implementation. And yes, it is psychopathy. They are psychos. The people involved in ragging they are psychos. And next is the Unni committee's recommendation include a range of punishments for ragging. Okay. So this is all about today's current affairs. Thank you for your kind cooperation and patience.